Whoa, 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 whoa. Welcome back. We got a brand new week. Sunday Fellowship, baby. Here we go. Sunday Fellowship, man. We haven't done this for a long time. Here we go. I can only imagine what it'll be like when I found myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine, yeah. I can only imagine, yeah. Sunday Fellowship, man. Welcome back, guys. Hope you're feeling good. You know what I mean? I hope you're really feeling good. You guys are feeling well. We're going to get inspired. Sunday Fellowship, we talk, we figure stuff out. So, if you would like to participate, go down below in the comments and work it out, man. Talk it out. What do you got coming up? What are you dealing with? What are you doing differently this week? Go ahead. Talk it out with the other men down below. We are a tribe of men coming together, changing our lives, changing the world. You know, I just got to see my brother, his name is Timothee, for the first time in about 2 years. And it was really cool because we've always had beef, man. We've always fought, bickered, and argued. And it kind of ruined me, honestly. Like, I had a lot of anger towards him growing up. And I held on to this anger. And when I saw him, you know, after 2 years, the anger sort of subsides. It just dissipates. So I saw him, and it was like, man, this is my bro. It was like looking at me, dude, like, that's the closest I'm going to get to seeing a reflection of myself other than a mirror, right? Like, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, dude, this is me, man. Same eyes. He looks just like me, just bigger. He could probably destroy me, honestly. He's about 250 pounds, man. And he's just, like, huge. I'm 225, so he would totally beat me up. But anyways, what I'm saying is, look, man, I had anger in my life. Big time. Not just for him, but I used to get angry all the time. And I remember when I started to examine myself, I'm like, why am I holding on to all this anger and hatred? Dude, I got to get rid of this, man. Like, who am I getting upset with? Why am I ruining my life with hatred? It's keeping all these gifts from me, man. And so, like, you know, really examining that and figuring out and then letting it go. It was freeing. I remember that was very freeing. Now I could think clearly, I could be at peace, and I could focus on what matters. Sometimes it's not that easy, though. Sometimes you actually got to go to the person that's making you angry and then try to make peace. And that takes nuts, right? That takes courage. That's harder than probably anything. Forgiving the person, making it better. Because to forgive someone, it means you gotta be okay, like, with yourself. You know, you gotta be okay to move on. Some people I know, man, you just don't want to be about. I'm not gonna draw this out anymore, but I'm telling you, get the anger out of your life, dude. And then if you feel stuck, look at if you're angry, get it out of your life, things will start to change. Forgive and move on, all right? So that's all I got to say about that. So seeing my brother, really cool. What happened is he told me, man, you know, like, when I was going through some tough times in life, I used to pray to God. And I would always ask. He was like, man, I was always asking for stuff. Can I have this? Can you help me here? Can you bless me with this? Can you get me out of this situation? And he said, you know what I did, man? He's like, I started just saying thank you. Thank you for what I have. Thank you for the day ahead of me. Thanks for all the blessings. And he would go from there. And he says, nowadays he's more blessed than ever. You know? And I just like, the thing I took about from that is, man, like, good for you, bro. Finally, some gratitude, you know? Me too, man. Finally, we're grown-ups now. We can just be grateful. That's what I took. It was like, when you're young, you know what? You ask permission for everything. Can I have the lollipop? Can I have the sleepover? Can I have the Hot Wheel? It's always asking. It's always looking to be cared for. And when you get older, what separates you, you start taking responsibility. You no longer ask permission. You no longer need someone to always care for you. You care for yourself. And you start caring for others. I mean, that is becoming a man, being able to care for other people. Being able to rule yourself, to govern yourself. Not always needing permission to act, but acting and figuring it out. It's hard being a man because you have to do those things. It's not always easy. So a lot of us are at the cusp of manhood, about to be men. I'm telling you, it's like, it's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. This week I recently watched a movie called The King, and I recommend that you watch it. It's on Netflix. I know I say, don't watch Netflix. But watch this movie, all right? Watch this movie if you can. It's very good. It's loosely based off of a play by Shakespeare. It's King Henry. And King Henry, I believe he inherits the throne. He's the successor for the throne at age 20, dude. And before this, he's like a drunkard. He's a womanizer. He's out there drinking and whatnot, but no purpose. All right? And then all of a sudden, father dies. Boom. Now you're the king to the throne. You're the king of England. And this movie, I've been reading Alexander the Great. And this movie kind of reminded me of Alexander. Alexander's dad, Philip, dies. Alexander takes the throne at the age of, I believe, 20, 21. And now he has an entire Macedonian country to think of, to rule, to govern. How do you enter that sort of political landscape at the age of 20? How do you come from nothing to being a king in the span of like a night? What do you do, man? And we think our lives are hard. Imagine what that would call from you. Becoming king at the age of 20 years old. King Henry had everyone at his back either trying to stab him in his back or trying to give him orders that would benefit themselves. They didn't care about the greater good of England. They didn't care about King Henry. They cared about themselves. And so when you have all of this noise coming in, that in itself is just so difficult, man. Who do you turn to? Hopefully you can have a mentor. Hopefully you can have someone that you can depend on to sort of try to lead you towards the truth. And in the movie, he actually has a mentor. It's pretty cool to see. The guy's there for him, man. He's like helping him out. He's like, look, don't follow these guys. Don't do this. Same thing with Alexander. Alexander had Aristotle himself to show him, the truth. To show him how to think, man. When the whole world that it seems is depending on you, that's easy to crumble. Another thing is imagine the amount of resources that he had at his fingertips. Imagine stepping up to the plate of kinghood and then having women throwing themselves at you in abundance. Your cellars are filled with the finest wines, and you have plenty of meals. I mean, how do you not get fat, lazy? How do you not have 17 kids and just become a pleb? Well, you take lead, man. You take the resources and you use them for what they're supposed to be. Alexander the Great said, I'm going out of Macedonia. I'm going to go conquer Asia. So guess what? He led an army. The kings of back in the day, they used to be at the head of the army, man. They used to be leading the way. King Henry going into battle when he went over to France, dude, he's in the actual battle. I believe it was the Argentine battle. If I'm saying that right, 1400s. They're fighting the French. He's in the battle with them. A cool little thing I heard, I don't know if this is fact or fiction, but the French hated the English longbowmen, right? So as a longbowman, you draw it back, you have your two fingers, you release. They put a ransom on the middle finger and the pointer finger of archers because they were deadly, dude. The archers could fire from hundreds of yards away and just strike them dead, okay? Through the armor, it was puncturing the metal plate and going into them. So they needed to get rid of these guys. So there was a ransom put, and the Englishmen used to taunt the French by going like this prior to the battle, to taunt them, to say, hey, I have my two fingers still. I'm still a threat. I'm still here. The old peace sign. I'm still here. Later, I'm still here, brother. You better watch out, dude. Right? I'm still in the fight. I thought that was cool. But watch this movie. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. Watch the movie. Put yourself in his shoes. Think about how you would handle this. Maybe you can think about how many little trivial matters that you're currently facing in your life, and how you would approach those if you were to become king. Would they mean anything at all, or would they simply fade away? Would you have a chaotic mind, or would you, be able to lead? Would you seek mentors, or would you just follow all the media and all the politicians around you? Everyone pushing you here and there, all the noise. Would you learn to drown it out, or would you be still? Would you become maybe religious? Would you seek God's help? Would you be able to be grateful? Would you be able to keep your head? So I love thinking about that, man. I love reading about these young men that got placed into these places of power at a young age, and this sort of trials that they faced and they had to deal with. I would lose my mind, dude. I would lose my mind. And let me tell you, it's easy to lose your mind these days, man. I had this weird thought that entertainment, I was looking at the word entertainment. It's like to entertain, but with another goal, another means to an end, with something else. And I was thinking entertainment is that these days it's always to be distracted or to sow some sort of confusion. Entertainment to me causes a sort of torment inside. It causes uncertainty. It sows uncertainty and doubt. Because when you're always entertained, you're never really at peace. It's meant to be an emotional roller coaster. Love, sex, pleasure, food, boom, 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 emotion, hate, anger, joy. When you don't have entertainment, what you are is just yourself. You're in the present, you're still. And as you entertainment, you enter a sort of torment that wreaks havoc on the peace of mind. It sows uncertainty and doubt inside of your head. And so we've entered the state of torment where we're always entertained, where we're always seeing people acting. I know I just told you guys to watch a movie, right, with an actor and actors, but let me tell you, if you're always watching actors, then how do you know how to act? If you're always filling your mind with action, with actors, with media, the people on the media have become actors themselves. It's hard to have a real conversation, man. It's hard to sit here and, be real, to drop the facade. How many people can do this? I'm not even saying, how hard is it to become authentic, man? It's a battle to be, real, dude. And I know we're always changing and stuff. I'm just saying, until you can be okay with being still and being alone, and you're always watching actors, how do you know how to act? How do you know who you are, how to be, if you're taking lessons from actors all over the place, man? How do you ever find peace? How do you know how to live your life? How do you know how to handle stuff? You're just being fake, right? So it's worth thinking about, I think, how much we expose ourselves to actors and not real men and women. How much we're entertained and we give up our peace. We decide to be tormented because you know what's even more tormenting? Sometimes being alone by yourself until you figured out learning to sit in that frustration of being alone, of seeing your life, that can be frustrating, man. That can be frustrating. I've been reading this book. It's called How to Overcome Procrastination. I get asked all the time, how do I overcome procrastination? I was like, well, maybe I should pick up this book and actually have a solid answer for procrastinating. Well, how do you overcome it? And it's funny because this ties in everything. It's like the root of procrastination is that none of us like pain. None of us like to be frustrated. Now, some of us have, a threshold, though, that's a little bit higher than some people. Most people, though, have low frustration tolerance. Okay? Low LFT, low frustration tolerance. And the lower your frustration tolerance, the more likely you are to be a procrastinator. Now, let me tell you some low frustration tolerance things that I've always noticed. Low frustration when it comes to like drinking a protein shake. Like for instance, dude, I'll drink the nastiest stuff. And I'm not saying I'm above anyone, man, because like I also procrastinate, right? I have my own pain adversity. I'm adverse to pain too, man. I'm not above this. But if you're telling me that this protein shake is gonna give me muscle, dude, and gonna help me recover, I will drink the nastiest sludge on earth if I know that it's healthy and it's beneficial. Like if you told me that those Swedens, I think it is, the Swedes, they eat these like quail eggs that are fermented and like, some nasty stuff. I don't know, I'm butchering it. There's a name for it, but it smells like really putrid. You tell me that's gonna give me a pound of muscle, dude, I'm eating it, bro. I'll put hot sauce on it, I'll shove it down. But then I will always notice people that like are so averse to anything that tastes remotely bad. They won't try anything new. Like my sister, dude, it's just like she will never expand her taste buds. It's just macaroni and cheese and some other, garbage. It's like, come on, eat a piece of kale, for crying out loud. I got like with the garlic, dude, like, yeah, garlic stinks, okay? But if you can convince yourself on the benefits, then it's not that big of a deal. Suffer a little bit, bro. Suffer. Sometimes you just, you want to smack around. So that's what I'm saying is the frustration, the ability to just take the pain that shows itself. But that's no different than, the frustration that shows itself when it comes to studying. Because before you actually procrastinate, what do? You experience sensations of pain that are sitting there, studying, bored out of your mind, confused, not in flow, confused, and that sucks. To even think about that is very frustrating. And so if you have a low frustration tolerance, dude, as soon as I think about practicing the guitar, oh yeah, I'm like, before I even pick up the guitar, I'm experiencing frustration. Okay, I gotta tune the guitar. All right, I gotta learn this chord. I gotta learn, these basic patterns, these notes and stuff. I just want to play like some awesome song that's on the radio already, right? Guess what? If my low frustration tolerance comes in and I try to avoid any pain, if I don't sit my ass down inside of that frustration and pain, dude, I'll never practice the guitar. You know what I mean? It won't happen. So the ability to sit inside of frustration, to hold on, to feel bad before you even get in the actual thing that you're doing, if you could just embrace that, I bet you that would change a lot of, it would help you stop procrastinating. If you could do that, man, like, you could be massively disciplined. If you just became aware of when you were feeling frustration, if you were able to approach the frustration as like an entryway into leveling up, a doorway into the next level, instead of just walking away from it and cowering away. Another thing is when you get this in your mind that like you need to be a perfectionist. And so you combine the low frustration threshold with an always seeking perfectionism, you're gonna fail, man. You're going to be procrastinating on everything. You're going to make yourself miserable because that's just not real life, dude. You can't do everything perfect. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself, guys, to always be performing. Sometimes you just got to step up to the plate and like ship it, man. Sometimes you just got to do the work and do your best, but stop worrying about the final outcome if everything's perfect. That goes to studying, that goes to real life. Approaching the girl, stop worrying, just make the actions, dude. The actions, take the actions. They're gonna be justified. The moment that you get a result, they're gonna be justified. Think of the reward in the long term. If you're having trouble motivating yourself, think about the reward, man. What do you want? It's gonna suck now approaching the girl. Guess what? It's gonna be very cool. It's gonna be very cool, right? if if you get this girl's number and then you guys go out, and then you slay the dragon, and then she's cooking for you. That's gonna be awesome. I would do that. I would rather suffer now. So if your low frustration gets in the way, man, sit in it, dude. Convince yourself the reward is worth it. Not everything needs to be perfect either. Right? Stop trying to be perfect. Stop. There's not always a perfect way to do things, man. I'm telling you, guys need to know this is a crucial point. Sometimes you got to go and get your own damn style. All right? Get your own style. The world these days, everyone's pumping out content, telling you what to do, how to do it, and why you need to do it. And so everyone's being rational. They think there's a certain formula for everything. This has a formula, that has a formula, this scientific, this study said that, blah, 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 blah. Right? It's not the case. You have to get your own style. Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he was working out, he used to do reps. He did so many reps, and this happens. This happened to me. This happens to bodybuilders. When you do 1,000 reps of something, and not just 1,000, but when you do a lot of reps of something, you start to get your own style. You may rock a little bit. You'll see Arnold, he was kind of rocking. And, the newbie should not be doing that. He should use perfect form. Sometimes you'll see professional bodybuilders and it doesn't even look like they're locking out. Why are they doing that? Yet their muscles are huge. And then you have these guys on the internet telling them, oh, he's doing it wrong. It's just the steroids. Let me tell you guys something. When you work out long enough, you get a certain swagger. You get a certain sort of style to how you're lifting. You do things a little bit differently than the next guy, which looks like cheating to the next guy, which looks like, hey, that's not perfect form. Yet, you make great results. That's because you know your body and your mind better than anyone else. And so as you go through this life and you start doing something and you start knowing yourself even better, you've spent time alone, you've spent time in your writing notes down, you spent time thinking. You spend time getting away from all the entertainment and stuff and the actors, and you actually begin to know yourself. You get a certain sort of style to your own life, a certain sort of swagger that seems very different than other people. You don't play maybe right by the book, but yet you're getting results in your life. You're getting real results. And you should not be so worried about what other people think. Oh, you're not doing it right. I would stop trying to live by the book, man. As stupid as it sounds, but I know how it feels. I had this guy the other day ask me, man, should I smile when I'm around girls? Like, that's being too rigid, bro. That's being too trying to play by rules. Life doesn't have, always a certain set of rules that you have to follow very closely. You got to develop your own style. If you want to smile, then smile. There's no you don't got to worry about becoming less masculine or more feminine. Smile, bro. Smile. Laugh out loud. Do whatever you want. If it makes you happy, then do it. Find your own way. But stop trying to play to someone else's playbook, okay? If I go and I'm on the Browns, dude, and I get the other coach's playbook, I'm like, what the hell is this? This isn't going to work for my team. My team doesn't know this. Maybe I can take some stuff from it. Maybe I can incorporate it. It's not going to work. What am I doing? Right? Same thing in your life, dude. You got to get your own swagger. And it comes by action. By taking action, by kind of figuring out, kind of polishing things up. You just get natural, dude. Don't be afraid to smile, bro. Laugh. Have a hearty chuckle. A hearty laugh. Right? Deep from the belly. Don't think that how this is going to appear to other people. Think about what feels right for you. Okay, the action will smooth it out. Doing it multiple times. You approach a girl once, it's very weird. I do it 100 times, you stop giving a damn what the consequence is. Just get good, bro. The ends are the means are justified by the end. Okay, so get used to taking some action and figuring that shit out, dude. Um, wow, that was a good little talk. Feeling good, man. Ready to go in this week. We gotta. I would also, guys, keep writing down your goals. It's winter time. Winter time. We should all be eating our garlic. You got to be eating garlic. Okay, a clove a day. If you're adverse to this, just try it. If you hate it, recognize that there's going to be some really good benefit. I would do it for a couple of days until you just totally give it up. We also need to be taking 3,000 IU of vitamin D per day. In the winter months, you want your testosterone to be up, not going down, especially if you're 25 to 30. You're getting older, bro. Testosterone's going down, buddy. We got to be eating good. We got to be sleeping good. You know, if you're struggling in life, look at those three things. I call this the monk mode. This is the monk mode, pillars of monk mode. Is your sleep? Are you lifting, training, working out, healthy, and are you eating good? Okay? So sleep, working out, eating good. You got to be doing those. Guys, a couple traps. I've noticed, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I'm pumped. A couple traps that I realize is if you're getting a girl and you're getting some success in life, not just with a girl, but if you're getting some success in life, we often tend to upgrade our life too quickly, okay? And you can upgrade your life too quickly by trying to add more comfort into it. You become lazy in some of the things where you used to be more strict in. So maybe now you start sleeping over your woman's house or something. You start eating more than general. You get a little loose on your diet, and it's a slow decline. It's a slippery slope. And once you go down that slope, man, it's like, wow, I just want to be back when I used to feel so strong and disciplined. Guys, as men, we have to have like a routine we have to have like a routine. We gotta have discipline. I need to be on, dude. And I when it starts slipping, when I let my routine go, when I stop honoring and respecting the stuff that makes me feel good, dude, I go down a bad route. It doesn't feel good. So check out your own life, see where you're going down.